I'm a very dominant woman. I own my business, I lead my teams, so I make the decisions in my life.
I was going through things, and marriage ended in divorce, and it was kind of hard. So yeah, it's what I'm dealing with day by day, you know?
And how are you doing now?
Well, I think I'm doing better now, you know? I think.
Y'all grab your popcorn because this story is wilder than we ever expected. Just when you thought Jeezy and Jeannie Mai's messy divorce saga was cooling off, bam, it just exploded. Yep, our girl Jeannie ain't playing no more. She called the police on Jeezy, claiming he dragged and jumped her. And honey?
For example, I have a really hot temper. Not a lot of people know this, but it's just something in my family. I've seen it in my grandmother, saw it in my grandfather, to my grandmother, to my mom, to my aunts, to me, right? But I didn't notice it in myself until I was with Jeezy. So I had it, but nobody ever called me out on it. I didn't notice that I had a hot temper until I got with Jeezy. And
that's just the tip of the iceberg. Now, before we dive into this chaos, let me paint the picture for you. Jeezy and Jeannie's marriage went from hashtag couple goals to hashtag nightmare fuel real quick. Remember when they were all smiles and red carpet appearances? Yeah, well, that's ancient history. Jeezy filed for divorce in 2023, and since then, it's been nonstop back and forth, like a never-ending tennis match, but way messier. At first we thought, okay, maybe they'll keep it civil for the baby's sake. Wrong. It didn't take long before accusations started flying. Jeannie claimed Jeezy cheated. But wait, she didn't just whisper it to her friends. No, sis went full legal mode, telling the courts he broke their prenup by stepping out on her. And get this, she said he only gave her 5 days to read the prenup before the wedding. Like, who does that? But that's not even the worst of it. Oh no. Things took a dark turn when Jeannie accused Jeezy of something way more serious: domestic violence. Yep, she claimed he'd gotten physical with her multiple times. Let me break it down for y'all. Incident number 1?
I have always worked on growing, healing, and evolving. And when I look at when I didn't want to have kids, I was really happy and content with where I was, but I was still trying to grow.
January 2022, Miami. They're in a parked car arguing, you know, the usual couple stuff. But then, according to Jeannie, Jeezy snapped. She says he called her all kinds of nasty names, and when she tried to leave, he forced her to stay, hitting her in the face and causing a broken blood vessel in her eye. Like, what? Incident number 2? A few months later in San Francisco. They're on vacation, but instead of sipping cocktails and enjoying the view, Jeezy allegedly choked her from behind on a stairwell and pushed her down the stairs. Y'all, this is sounding like something out of a Lifetime movie. And if you thought it couldn't get worse, incident number 3 rolls around in December 2022. Jeezy's mad because he doesn't know where Jeannie is at some event. When he finally finds her, he tells the driver to leave, grabs her by the neckline of her dress when she tries to get out and rips it, leaving her with scratches all over. Like, this is too much. Fast forward to now. Even though their divorce is finalized, the drama just keeps coming. Recently, Jeannie had some of her stuff still at Jeezy's house, and the judge gave her 21 days to go collect it. Seems simple, right? Wrong again.
It's so weird because the one thing that he would always say back then is like, you really truly don't know a person until they don't get what they want. But I never thought he would be the one to prove that to me, you know?
I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry, Jeannie. So, yeah, it's just hard because
Jeezy straight up told his house manager not to let her in. He even claimed he was scared Jeannie would plant recording devices to ruin him further. Boy, bye. But Jeannie wasn't having it. She showed up with movers on December 9th, 2024, and when they were blocked from entering, she called the police. The cops told the house manager that they were violating a court order, but even then, Jeezy tried to play games, demanding Jeannie sign an NDA just to get her own stuff. When she finally got inside, y'all, the tea gets hotter. Her boxes were wrecked, water damage, mice had chewed through them, and her precious awards, including an Emmy, were scratched and broken. Like, how petty can you get? And here's where it gets even messier. Jeannie claims that Jeezy's been trying to manipulate the narrative, painting her as the villain. According to sources close to Jeannie, Jeezy's been spreading rumors that she's unstable and using the media to make her look bad. But Jeannie ain't backing down. She's ready to set the record straight. Meanwhile, Jeezy's camp is saying he's the real victim here. They claim Jeannie's been trying to control him throughout the marriage and is now using their daughter as leverage. They're saying he just wants peace, but Jeannie keeps stirring the pot. Whew, the plot thickens. And let's not forget, there's still the issue of custody. With all these allegations flying around, it's unclear who will end up with primary custody of their daughter. Both sides are accusing the other of being unfit parents, and it's turning into an all-out legal battle.
Something happened and I just changed my mind. I said, you know what? And it really is, because I'm in a trustworthy relationship and I also am not being so hard on myself anymore and I've healed, I changed my mind and I said, you know what? I want to be a mom. I chose it. I decided to shift my perspective and choose this for myself.
But y'all, here's the kicker. Fans are starting to pick sides. Social media is blowing up with people defending Jeannie, saying she's been through hell and back. Others are siding with Jeezy, claiming Jeannie is just trying to cash in on his fame and fortune. It's a whole mess, and everyone's got an opinion. And just when you thought it was over, rumors are swirling that Jeezy might face legal consequences for violating the court order. If proven true, this could seriously damage his career and reputation. But knowing Jeezy, he'll probably fight tooth and nail to clear his name. As for Jeannie, sources say she's focusing on healing and protecting her daughter. She's been spotted spending time with family and friends, trying to move on from all the drama. But with Jeezy still in the picture, it's clear this saga is far from over. Now, people are split. Some say Jeannie isn't so innocent either, claiming she tried to paint Jeezy as the perfect husband when clearly things were far from perfect. Others say Jeezy's the one being bitter, with all that money, and still making it hard for her to get her stuff. Either way, this is turning into one of the messiest celebrity divorces we've seen in a while. But here's the real issue. They've got a kid together, and if they don't get it together, that poor baby is going to be caught right in the middle of all this chaos. So what do y'all think? Is Jeezy really as bad as Jeannie claims? Or is there more to this story than meets the eye? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to click here to watch another crazy story that'll leave you shook.